Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for being here this afternoon. Here's your fourth stimulus check update and daily news report. 3 rounds of stimulus checks have helped millions of Americans stay afloat, but multiple economists and lawmakers are very worried that the stimulus money will not last long for Americans. But multiple economists and lawmakers are very worried that the stimulus money will not last long for millions of Americans. However, the good news is that there are still millions of dollars in unclaimed stimulus money. This Friday, I will be announcing more winners of the $75 Amazon gift card giveaway. Please do enter my giveaway by subscribing to my channel, liking this video, and also leaving a comment below. Thank you so much, everyone. The National Taxpayer Advocate said in a recent report, a growing backlog of unprocessed tax returns right now stands at 35 million, creating ongoing refund delays for millions of taxpayers. That represents an increase in the IRS's backlog of unprocessed returns from May, when it was holding 31 million returns. Some taxpayers have recently told CBS News they have been waiting months for the refunds and have been unable to learn when their tax return might be processed or when they can expect to receive their refund. As a typical refund stands at more than $2,800 per taxpayer, a delay could cause financial hardship, especially for the many households that rely on the refunds to pay bills. Backlog at the IRS comes after a perfect storm that created perhaps the most challenging filing tax season for millions of taxpayers. The crisis caused the IRS to shut down some of its operations, while it was also given more responsibility from Congress through several new tax initiatives, such as the 3 rounds of stimulus checks that were distributed by the tax agency.
Last week, I was up in Wisconsin to talk about a bipartisan agreement to modernize American infrastructure and in the process, create millions of good-paying jobs. That's not my estimate, that's Wall Street estimates, that's everybody's estimate. Millions of good-paying jobs. Not $7, not $8, not $10, not even $15 an hour. Good, prevailing wage jobs. And here's what it means for Illinois. You've got, like many states, all states, you've got 2,374 bridges and over 6,200 miles of highway that are in disrepair. As a result, every driver in this state pays a hidden tax, about $600 per year in wasted time and wasted fuel because of the nature of the roads and bridges. And by the way, you're better than a lot of states. Not to mention the challenge of getting to work or getting to a daycare center on time to avoid that late fee when you pick up your child. Your governor has an ambitious infrastructure plan, and under a bipartisan infrastructure agreement, we're going to make the biggest investment in roads and bridges since the construction of the interstate highway system, literally creating millions of good-paying jobs. And God willing, we're not going to have 40 weeks of this is infrastructure week. Remember those? Think what it will mean to McHenry's entrepreneurial agricultural program if you can get products more easily to Chicago. Or think about how much easier life will be when it's quicker to drive on Randall Road. Look, this agreement also allows us to replace every lead pipe and service line in America, benefiting 10 million homes. It's going to address lead exposure in 400,000 of our schools and daycare facilities where children drink that water. This would be the largest investment in clean drinking water in American history when we pass it. And 1 in every 10 people in Illinois lacks access to high-speed internet. The bipartisan agreement that Dick and others have made sure we're getting, the agreement allows us to connect every American to reliable, high-speed, affordable internet. Every single American.
The impact of the crisis on the IRS operations and taxpayers has been significant. IRS's historically high number of returns requiring manual reviews means that most individual taxpayers in this group and many business taxpayers will not receive timely refunds. According to National Taxpayer Advocate Aaron Collins, the delay could impose significant financial hardships on low-income taxpayers and small businesses without much wiggle room. It is really terrible that the IRS is behind on sending out tax refunds I know many of you are still waiting to receive your refund check. Unfortunately, CBS News reports that taxpayers will not receive their returns until the IRS is able to manually process those 35 million returns that are awaiting review. With so many returns backed up at the IRS, it may be no surprise that the number of calls to the IRS and visit to its website has jumped this year, with the number of calls jumping to 4 times what the agency received in 2020. At the peak of the filing season this year, the IRS was receiving about 1,500 calls a second. And that is just crazy. I really hope that the IRS will get things sorted out quickly. As families foundered in the crisis's early days, amid massive unemployment and economic uncertainty, the initial $2.2 trillion stimulus relief bill passed in late March 2020 kept their heads above water for almost 4 months. That's according to a new analysis from researchers at the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco. Those researchers measured a household's financial resilience, which was the number of weeks a household suddenly without employment income can keep its typical consumption rate without non-employment income and liquid assets like cash. The analysis said, we find that the CARES Act increased the median household's ability to sustain its typical consumption expenditures by about 15 weeks. In all cases, the greatest benefit provided was the supplemental $600 weekly unemployment benefits that came on top of a state's jobless benefits. It also comes in a labor market landscape that looks a lot different from early 2020. Job openings in May climbed to a record 9.21 million. Economists say the labor shortage may be attributed to a mix of factors, like the jobless benefits sidelining would-be workers and a lack of childcare options. Fear of getting it is a top reason jobless workers are hesitant to join the workforce, according to one recent survey. Judges in Indiana and Maryland have ruled that those 2 states must restart crisis jobless benefits that had been halted until lawsuits over the issue are resolved. That means more than 500,000 out-of-work adults in those states should see a resumption of their jobless benefits. The rulings could also spur workers in other states to sue on similar grounds, according to unemployment experts. That is because the litigation in Indiana and Maryland are based on common provisions requiring states to cooperate with the U.S. Department of Labor and maximize benefits for unemployed residents. In both states, Maryland and Indiana, the judges ruled that the benefits must continue until the lawsuits are resolved, because jobless workers could suffer irreparable harm if they lose the aid until then. So everyone, do you think that more states should restart crisis unemployment benefits? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here this afternoon. I hope that you found this video helpful. Remember that this coming Friday, I will be announcing more winners of my $75 Amazon gift card. Please enter my giveaway by subscribing to my channel, liking my video, and also leaving a comment below. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a very, very blessed Wednesday afternoon.